Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is May 9th of 2026. So, based on breaking news events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an earth-changing Defcon-Level event during the live broadcast of UFC 328, Shemaev versus Strickland, on the evening of May 9th in the United States and May 10th elsewhere around the world. Before I get into the scenarios which are blinking red, I just want to quickly highlight the numerology. Because the letter 3 equates to the number 3 equates to letter C, and the number 2 was formerly a V. The number 32 in 328 is Shiva, and there is a Shiva statue located beneath outside of CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland. And then, of course, the number 38 found in the number 328 is indicative of Confederation Helvetica, CH, the acronym for Switzerland in Latin. And this suggests that CIA headquarters in Geneva is going to change an apocalyptic, earth-changing event on this particular UFC card during the live broadcast. Aside from the fight, which is a major fight, obviously, having an undefeated fighter in the main event, there is the Chicago Sky at the Portland Fire, the Colorado Avalanche at the Minnesota Wild, the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Atlanta Braves at the LA Dodgers. So this is going to be a massive sporting event evening. We have 5 simultaneous sporting events taking place all across the United States, and so they plan to interrupt the live broadcast of this fight, as well as the other sporting events, with the breaking news of this impending tragedy, which is specifically designed to spawn a second global biological pandemic and or trigger World War III. I just want to say that first off the bat, if there is in fact an event that I have not identified in this report, it's virtually certain that U.S. President Donald J. Trump will be assassinated minutes prior to this event taking place. So they have created enough events targeting the president. It's up to over 10 events now, the 2 of them being in the last 2 weeks. And so a third event in the most recent window is going to be executed on the evening of May 9th. This will likely be via sniper, and it will likely be blamed, scapegoated onto China, Iran, Russia, or some Islamic terror groups such as Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Hezbollah, Hamas, Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, etc. So, firstly, I just want to say that it's virtually certain that some sort of a fake asteroid apocalyptic event is planned for May 9th in North America, or May 10th elsewhere in the world. That being said, there are 2 scenarios right now that are blinking red for the state of New York. So, all based on breaking news and events, it appears that some sort of Hamas, Hezbollah, Muslim Brotherhood faction backed by Iran is going to allegedly load a nuclear warhead into a commercial airliner and fly it across the pond and dive bomb it into MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, as pretext for an apocalyptic nuclear explosion on the evening of May 9th of 2026. Post-attack, they will likely claim that this warhead was granted to these Islamic terror groups by the Russian Federation, thereby triggering World War III. The other scenario, which is blinking red, is for a Russian submarine based launch of what they call Status 6, which is an underwater drone targeting the current windmill. So off the coast of New Jersey and New York, they're constructing a massive windmill farm, and this is political cover for this massive underwater explosion that's basically designed to swamp the New York City area with an apocalyptic mega tsunami. And so those two events, which I'm going to write reports about shortly, are blinking red. Other scenarios which I have identified and published reports for over the last 24 hours include, but are not limited to, the following: some sort of a American crystal knock type event targeting synagogues in the state of New York or New Jersey, an attack on oil fields in the Middle East, possibly in Libya, some sort of geostorm or solar or coronal ejection related event, some sort of a solar storm, Russia-backed ISIS-based 9/11 style nuclear attacks targeting Amsterdam, Russian-backed vehicle-borne VBIED dirty bomb attacks targeting London, an Iranian bombardment of gas and oil facilities in the Middle East. As previously mentioned, some sort of asteroid, meteorite type event, possibly targeting the Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca, Morocco. Some sort of CBRN-related attack targeting the African Islamic, the Murtala Muhammad International Airport in Lagos, Nigeria. Some sort of Chinese Air Force based airborne assault targeting Taiwan. Some sort of tactical Russian nuclear warhead strikes targeting the Russo-NATO border in aftermath of the victory parade in Russia yesterday. Iranian ICBM strike targeting Houston, Texas. Some sort of underground nuclear explosion on the Gaza Egyptian border. Some sort of Russian ICBM strike targeting Naples, Vienna, and Munich in Europe. A Russian ICBM strike targeting up to 3 locations in Atlanta, Georgia, or the country of Georgia. And some sort of Russian Air Force based strategic bombing attack targeting Buffalo, New York. So those are the plots that I have identified. It's imperative to note that in the aftermath of this report, it's virtually certain that the CIA is going to reload and execute some other Defcon-Level event. During the live broadcast of UFC 328 in Newark, New Jersey on the evening of March 9th, March 10th elsewhere in the world. And this, of course, is specifically designed to spawn a second global biological pandemic and or trigger World War III. Also, some sort of active war by China, Iran, North Korea, Pakistan, Russia is expected. And what we know about this impending event is that Donald J. Trump will be murdered just prior to this event or just after this event takes place. And it's going to be used to spawn a second global biological pandemic, as mentioned, and it's going to be CBRN in nature. That's chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear in nature. So there's going to be an earth-changing event, and it's likely going to happen just prior to the main event or during the main event of the UFC 328 card. I have made videos about terrorism and so-called apocalyptic natural disasters and acts of war and political assassinations for years regarding the UFC, because the UFC is unique in this nature in that it's virtually popular in every single country. So a fight like with a great card like there is this evening, like UFC 328, we're talking possibly over 1 billion people watching. And we know that the CIA always likes to seize upon these events, these major sporting events, when there's millions of people watching, and in this case possibly billions of people watching, to terrorize humanity. And in this particular case, they have 3 goals. And these goals are to neutralize U.S. President Donald J. Trump, to spawn a second global biological pandemic, and to trigger World War III. And one or more of those events is going to happen this evening. If the CIA forgoes an assassination event targeting Donald J. Trump, they have been desperately trying to suicide him, and so that may happen on the date of May 10th or May 11th, depending on the numerology. But that's I'll obviously publish reports about that later, but this is the 3 main primary goals of the CIA at this point in time, and we are likely likely to witness this happen in real time on the evening of May 9th, May 10th elsewhere in the world. So if this in fact transpires in reality, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets.